This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. Do you still want to listen? Go right ahead. I am not your mother.
All right.
I'll be a fucking sign clap guy. Action.
Welcome back to the Patriots Dynasty podcast. Still struggling through the 2002 season. We're at week 13.
Flourishing.
That's right, Greg. I agree.
I don't know. This is the most losses that we're ever going to have to deal with in a season.
Oh, I meant our performance.
Oh, I'm talking about watching these football games.
Oh. Well, Greg doesn't watch
I
it.
meant showing up on time to these podcast recordings.
You weren't here last week.
I know, and I've been here a lot of other weeks and I only missed one, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is flourishing for Greg for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of not showing up, this week is the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving Day.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy
Thanksgiving. So I will start off with the bad news. I've already shared this with my brothers. I did go to my local Walgreens that Steve and I talked about last week. They did not have the turkey dinner candy corn. They had all the other flavors, but I mean, the autumn mix, it just didn't feel right. So
They have autumn mix out already.
Autumn mix is out, pumpkins by themselves is out, and regular candy corn.
Nice.
Well, you are wearing a hoodie in August, so, I mean, it's autumn.
I am. It is currently 59 degrees.
And Andy's going with the man that shows up to game after going to work with hoodie underneath jersey look.
I got my work boots on too.
Next thing he's going to do, he's going to show up with like a collared shirt and a tie with a jersey over it.
Oh, yeah.
Those dweebs at Celtics games.
What's a bigger harder move, though? That or just no undershirt basketball jersey?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Depends on how hairy your chest is.
We should do an online poll. What's worse, like button-down shirt under basketball jersey or absolutely nothing under basketball jersey?
I'm a big nothing guy.
Yeah, we know.
You got to go short sleeve.
Yeah.
Under basketball jersey?
Yeah. Preferably if you can get a zip-up hoodie and just wrap it over so you can still see the jersey underneath. That's the move, but it's not always cold enough.
That's true.
Cool.
Thought a lot about it. I'm a big jersey guy.
Yeah, I see that. Considering
Today, if
you were also wearing a jersey.
Yeah. The throwbacks for this Thanksgiving game, I have my Kevin Falk throwback bright red jersey on.
But how
You have a
dare
John
I
Hannah
wear a
one, too,
jersey?
right?
Mm-hmm. And a Ty Law one.
Oh. But I'm the asshole for wearing a sweatshirt under mine. I don't know.
I like your jersey. I think it looks good.
Yeah, I'm wearing the baby blue Troy Brown jersey with the red. What are they, the
Trim.
fake shadow? Yeah, the
Shade.
fake red shadow that they have on it. Pretty slick. So that finally came out.
Rank your favorite jerseys out of the three.
There's three.
I mean, the only three they've ever had, Steve.
Well, there's four now. I like the Color Rush.
Oh, Color Rush. I didn't consider Color Rush.
Those ones, the ones you were in, the throwbacks are the best. Even though Mom hates them.
The white helmets pop.
Mm.
They were wearing them in this game. It was sick.
Like I say, this was a throwback game, too. And I'm glad we're getting a Detroit Lions fan on today at some point, because I feel like it's a whole separate world of sportsdom. And I'm fascinated by what it's like to be a Lions fan. Because even down to the throwback uniforms, you look at them, and the Patriots have this like really cool one that's like super retro and everybody loves. You look at the Detroit Lions, and they wear plain blue jerseys and plain silver helmets. Fucking cool.
Yeah, they weren't exciting in the least bit.
No, and that was the best part about their whole game back in 2002. We're looking at,
you said the most exciting part of the Lions was their throwback jerseys?
yeah, and they were plain.
Well, Trevor just walked in, so.
Old, like, Reebok ones. ones. They're just like plain blue.
Yeah.
Flag
Exactly.
football. It's a good way to describe them.
Like they found them, they got them like on the way. They're like, oh fuck, we forgot.
Oh, it's throwback week. Oh fuck. We gotta run to Dick's on the way to the game. Hang on.
Yeah. Shit. Dude, did you see this jersey too?
No, you got a Joey Harrington jersey?
It was my first ever football jersey.
No.
And I bought at the stadium in the year 2002,
Really?
which was
Oh,
the
nice.
inaugural year of Ford Field. Yeah, it was the first year.
That's amazing.
I know, right?
It still
Here we
fits
are,
you.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Well, the jerseys back then were so big. This is like a medium.
Mm-hmm. So joining us is Trevor. He's my buddy, coworker,
Introduction.
huge Lions fan, and somehow agreed to come on. I think I bribed him with turkey and stuffing Thanksgiving sandwiches.
Dude, I like that, Steve.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
bad.
I mean, I'm gonna
we
make
should
him
do
watch
that
the
more
game.
Yeah, we should do that more often on this podcast. Is really
Bribe
set
people?
the mood. No, set the mood with to put ourselves in the right mind space of what we're discussing.
I'm
Set
not
the
above
table
bribing
even?
people.
Yeah,
Just
like
to put
watching
that on
this
the record.
game and falling asleep in the third quarter because you've eaten too much turkey. Wouldn't that be
Just
great?
like all the fans at the game did.
Yeah.
It was quiet. That
It
second
was
half.
quiet.
Ford Field, the first year. Can we get into this? I want to talk because I did a lot of research on the Silverdome.
Yeah. Give it to me while Steve's getting set up over there.
Yeah, so this is the first season of the new Ford Field that is downtown Detroit.
Right.
So
Right.
Pontiac Silverdome is the one before, and
Right.
it's got like a pretty interesting history that goes with it. So built in 1975, it was like the biggest stadium in the NFL up until like the year 2000, 80,000 plus seater.
That's a lot of seats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
massive. In the middle
Yes.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
Essentially, just they have this biggest parking lot you've ever seen, and in the middle of it is this even bigger stadium.
So bigger than like the Redskins parking lot? Because I feel like that's 2 miles in
that's
each.
kind of like what it is. Yeah, like it's in the middle of nowhere, a massive parking lot. Think of like the same thing.
All right.
And it's got a fiberglass roof. It's got this weird, like it was a weird design that they did to it, where it's an indoor stadium, but it's not truly an indoor stadium. So it's like it's got like a Teflon roof with like fiberglass things going through it. So it's actually held up by the air pressure from inside the stadium. So you can deflate the roof,
Yep.
which you may have seen pictures. So what happens is once the Lions move to Ford Field, basically it's like unused for like 8 years, and it's like just sitting there in the middle of fucking
Nowhere. Yeah.
wherever, right? And then so they go to try and sell it. They sell it at auction in 2009 for $550,000.
Isn't that nuts?
How much did it cost?
Dude,
I mean,
it's 1% of what it cost to build it in the first place, like 20 years earlier.
It's like the worst ROI
Yeah.
ever in like any sports franchise.
I saw something that did like an inflation assessment of what the actual like percentage cost was, and it was like 0.001% of what they paid for it if you account for inflation. Just ridiculous.
That's so bad.
So they pump the new owners pump like $6 million back into it, get it back up and running. They actually hold some events there. And then in 2013, there's like a big snowstorm, and the ice collects on that roof and basically collapses it because it overcomes the air pressure.
I remember seeing the pictures of that.
And then they were just like, fuck it. And
It was
it
was like one of the coolest like Google Earth things to look at after it had collapsed. And there was there's probably still, you can find a ton of cool photos of just like wildlife. Like it was like a jungle just growing on the inside of the Silverdome.
because there's a bunch of like
trees,
sitting water in there, and like the material, the roof was like shedding too. So it was like half the seats were like strewn with this like Teflon fucking shit. You should Google like Silverdome abandoned. It's some amazing pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. How long were they in that stadium when you looked it up? Because they had it for
75 to 2001.
Wow.
Time.
And they said they had like, dude, the Pope went there. They had like 95,000 people there for a mass. Like Madonna, Rolling Stones. They held a World Cup soccer game. The first ever World Cup game indoors was at the Silverdome.
Wow.
Back in '94 when the U.S. had it.
Yeah.
So pretty cool history to the stadium. I mean, the stadium looked pretty sweet too. I saw like old footage of when it was in its prime.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was just this massive playhouse for sports, right?
Yeah.
And even like back then, right? At 75, I think a lot of the bigger stadiums, well, none were that big. So just the size alone was kind of like a wow factor.
Yeah.
And then once the Silverdome was no more, moving to Ford Field, they did like the exact opposite. Like it was like when they built it in 2002, I think it was like, if it wasn't the smallest stadium in the NFL, it was top 2 or 3, and it's still like a top 5 small stadium. Because towards the end, the games kept getting blacked out,
Right.
and they just couldn't fill it. Like it was such a massive stadium, and they sucked for so long, they couldn't fill it. So games would be blacked out. That was like a major issue for like 3 or 4 seasons leading up to when they moved.
Yeah. Same with the Patriots back in the day.
Why did you watch it if the game was blacked out?
You had to listen on the radio.
Yep, that's true. I remember doing that. Those 80s Patriots.
Too many.
Most of them.
So do you like Ford Field, Trevor?
Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, like I said, it was a cool stadium because it was the total opposite of the Silverdome. So when they built it, they tried to like center it on like a fan experience, and they thought they could do that with like a smaller space, and the location alone was kind of enough to get people excited because there's one street called Bush Street or Brush Street, one of the two, and it separates where the Tigers play, so Comerica Park, and then where Ford Field is.
Yeah,
so when
I
you're
love that idea.
Yeah, so it's like if they were ever to get rid of Ford Field, I think they would do what like the Vikings did, where they would demolish their stadium and then build it back up. Or they didn't demolish it, like, collapse, but they would there's no better spot to put that stadium. Like if you had to recreate it, right? I think they would just do it in that same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of places are moving to that now. I mean, like Philly, I know they have like all 4 of their major sports all within one complex.
Baltimore's similar, kind of.
Yeah,
Because
I think yeah, down in Texas, right? I think that's similar.
The Cowboys game was like that.
Yeah, from the Rangers Stadium, you can see it across the parking lot.
And in LA, they just have every single sports team on the West Coast playing the same stadium.
And it's a soccer stadium.
Yeah.
No one goes.
But yeah, it's cool. It's I think it was cooler. I think they've done like little improvements, but eventually they sort of hit a wall because it's like limited space with such a small stadium, but they've added like little quirks here and there and like improved the box seats, and they've obviously with like the Fords owning it, there's like some of the executive seats are like these like crazy nice like leather, like whatever top of the line Ford car is, they'll like actually have like the car seats in the boxes.
Oh, that's a good idea. Like a chunky.
They gave the whole stadium like a ton of like sides of it are like cobblestone, like brick looking, like big like corridors or like hallways to give it kind of like a rustic, like industrial, like Henry Ford factory kind of look.
Okay,
so visually it's a pretty cool looking stadium. But yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I almost went there. Are you a Michigan fan too?
I'm a Michigan State fan.
Okay, all right. Because I was last Thanksgiving, I went to Chicago with my wife for work, and we were like, should we go to the Thanksgiving Day game at Ford Field, or Michigan Ohio State was also playing that weekend.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to Michigan Ohio State, which was, I mean, that stadium, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's literally just
seats,
a giant bowl. It's
dude,
nuts.
it's completely overwhelming because there's no like, it's not like sectioned either, really. It's just
No.
fucking.
It's just like
It's just
a
100,000
slow
people.
incline.
Yeah.
Like it is a true bowl.
Yeah, Penn State was similar too, where I think
Yeah.
it was like 103,000 seat stadium, so it became the third biggest city in the state on Saturdays during. Penn
Yeah,
State.
yeah, with all the people that come in for sure.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Dude, I love stadiums. I love them.
What's your favorite?
And I don't care who knows it. My favorite stadium. Ooh, that's a good question, Andy.
Ooh.
Let me think. Dude, Cowboys Stadium, that one was pretty fucking sweet.
All right.
I mean, I'm a small stadium guy. I think like a good
Doesn't sound
small
like it.
stadium with a lot of atmosphere. So I picked the biggest one I've been to.
Right?
Yeah.
You're a gaudy stadium guy.
But that one was just like, I don't know, that was beautifully done with like the sun shining in through it. That's a sight to see. You have to check that one out. Ralph Wilson sucks.
I really like Redskin Stadium.
Yeah.
FedEx
Dude,
Field.
you know what stadium blows is the Jets one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we talked about this
Shocking.
already.
Yeah, I
God,
think we
it's
have more
what's
than
the
one.
Jets one?
horrendous.
Just sucks.
Nothing.
It's in the middle of
swamp
nowhere,
area.
dude.
Despair.
Yeah.
Garbage. And the Jets play there, which doesn't.
Yeah, it's got no personality.
All right, let's really make Trevor cry about how much it sucks to be a Lions fan. Let's go. Come on.
Ooh, okay.
All right, so yeah, let's get into this game because 2002 is. It feels like peak. I know they've been worse, but it just felt like peak Detroit Lions.
No, dude, this is probably a year of hope and optimism.
Yeah,
no, that's why it's
what I
peak
think what he
Detroit
means
Lions.
is like, like prior to that, I think we had drafted a couple wide receivers,
Shocking.
and then, or it might have been right after that we
It
drafted
was right after.
like
Yeah.
Charlie Rogers,
Mhm.
or Charles Rogers, right? And then there
So
was
I wrote
there was
this
another-
down. Yeah, so this is 2002. So
This was Harrington.
yeah, so then
His
the
rookie year.
next year they started that. They went Charles Rogers at 2, Roy Williams at 7 the year after. The year after, Mike Williams at 10. And then 2 years after that, they finally hit with Calvin Johnson. So
Yeah, that's how you build.
a top 10 wide receiver in
Yeah.
four
You
out of
start
5
from
years.
the outside in. You work outside in is how you win.
Hey,
And
they
then
got
he
there
retires
eventually.
early, just like Barry Sanders.
It was, I think, yeah. And Calvin Johnson, like, doesn't even, he hates the Lions. He's like very, very open about it. He's not a Lions guy.
Isn't Barry Sanders similar?
No, he's a big, like, I love Detroit, love the Fords, love like the organization.
All right.
He's like big time Lions Detroit guy.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Like this was, and watching the game, like you can feel it. And there's times when like Harrington's moving the ball down the field, and you're like, wow, like it's kind of rookie.
Yeah.
That was
Making
nice
a good throw.
Yeah, he had a couple.
We're like moving the ball a little bit, and then like something dumb happens, and like that, like the build to like just drop is like that's what it means to be a Lions fan. And back in like 2002, obviously like social media wasn't a thing, so you didn't have the ins and outs of like what actually happened in the organization, which I think helped the organization from looking less like it was just a total fucking disaster, right? Like now you can only be so bad at your job before like the rest of the world knows you're bad at your job, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then they had like a 5-year leash to be shitty at your job. But then people were like, okay, the process really isn't. Maybe we shouldn't have drafted all those wide receivers. This didn't work, right? This was, I think, the prior year in 2001. They won 2 games.
Yeah, so this was an
Yes.
improvement where they won
Yeah.
3.
Right? They won
They won
they
3 and
won-
13.
They won 3.
And improved from the year before. I actually have some like numbers on that. Like
Yeah,
that era. So 19. So Barry Sanders and that like Herman Moore, Scott Mitchell, that era ends around like 1999ish. Yeah. So the end of the
last time
Barry
went to the playoffs.
Sanders.
Mhm.
Yeah. So 1996 is when they really started like they had a win. This was their first like losing season after the Barry Sanders stuff. So 96 through 2010. So they had 15 straight seasons with single digit wins. 2001 through 2009, they had a total of 33 wins in 9 seasons. So there's less than 4 wins a year.
I want to
9
put that in
years.
perspective. In 2 years, I don't know which. In 2 years, the Patriots won 34 games.
Yeah. So 30, yeah. And then 2008, of course, they go
Actually,
0-16.
03-04.
Mhm.
They won 34 games because they won 21 in a row. And if you count playoff games, they won 34 games in 2
Yeah.
seasons.
And even if you like extend it to their franchise history, it's like kind of hilarious too. Like they have 17 playoff appearances in franchise history dating back to 1935. So this is before the merger and all that. And the Patriots have had 17 since Tom Brady got drafted.
So people often say, like, man, I would really hate to be a Browns fan. Like, it's tough. But if you look at the numbers, the Browns fan is actually a luxury to a Lions fan. They have far more in this. If you give the same time period of like 1995 to now, they've made the playoffs more, and they have at least one playoff win. And
You know who was coaching the Browns at that time? Bill
your guy,
Belichick.
right?
Yeah.
It was Bill Belichick.
That's a
It's,
hot take.
And he
It's
beat
a
the
luxury
Patriots.
to be a Browns fan.
Right, which is like when
There's
you have to
there's
say
only
that.
one class of people that can say that, though, right?
Yeah, one of one.
Cleveland and Detroit aren't even that far from each
Yeah.
other, too. It's like, what, 3 hours?
No, and like so.
It's the hallway of sadness there.
Yeah, it really is.
The
Man,
hallway of
it's like-
sadness.
It's
You
like a different
always-
kind of Rust Belt.
There's a sense of like when the Browns do come into town, or when the Lions play in Cleveland, there's like a sense of like, you know, like we really want to beat each other.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, we all kind of look around and we're like, fuck, man, this shit
Kindred spirits.
sucks for everybody.
I got a question. Along that
You
vein,
understand my pain and I understand your pain.
do you ever sneaky hope you lose those games? Just to be like, at least we're like the best at something, at like being the worst?
No.
I don't think they have that luxury.
It's just,
Okay.
I want to
All right.
win.
Well, it's
so
the honest
fucking
question.
bad.
Yeah.
I want to win. People, they don't understand how bad. Like I don't want to make the wild card. I want to actually just win the division for once. Like, one year, I want to be like, we're in the playoffs, and when I don't have to go to Dallas or like San Francisco, or not San Francisco, Dallas, or somebody like that. Like, I don't have to watch just the hopes crumble in a wild card, which was a good season. 9 wins.
Which this 2002 season is the Patriots' least amount of wins for this whole era that we're doing a podcast for. You want to guess how many wins the Patriots had? 9 wins.
Oh boy.
This is as bad as it gets.
Shitty season, dude.
Literally as bad as it gets. They had a
What?
4-game losing streak that we suffered through before you came on, and it's the longest losing streak of the past.
Yeah, we almost stopped watching.
Yeah, we struggled through it just because we knew
Yeah.
you were coming on. And
Have you ever had, like, maybe I should stop watching?
Yeah, there's definitely been those times when you look at yourself every Sunday, and then like Sunday afternoon, because we always get the noon games because
Right.
you know they're so
Yeah.
bad. Like 4 o'clock rolls around and you're just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like it's November 1st. And we got 2 wins. And last year we had 1 win. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
See, that's what I always wonder is like when the Patriots have always been good, and like I'll watch any football, but like when the Red Sox suck, it's not worth my time to invest in the Red Sox when they're sucking.
Yeah.
But football's kind of different, so I've always wondered like if the Patriots are really bad, would I just start like stop watching games every now and then? I don't know.
Yeah, so that's definitely like football in general. It's just so like if you're a big sports guy, that's one thing, but to be like football fan, I think it's another, right? And it's once a week. It's not like you're watching. You said the Red Sox or the Tigers, and they're even if they're bad, like all right, well, I'll put the alerts on my phone and check out the scores, but I don't have to sit down and watch it. Right? It's not as much of a commitment. The Lions, it's like any football team. It's an event, right? It's once a week.
Yeah,
Sit down, watch it, drink some beers. But it just, it sucks. Like losing sucks. Like, I don't think anybody is like, nobody gets excited about it. But the real shitty thing is, and you only realize this after I think the age of like maybe like 26, 27, right? Like I'm 28 right now, and something I have no control over, like how the Lions play on Sunday, significantly affects my mood on like Monday, like kind of going into Tuesday. And then like by Wednesday, like I read the practice report and like I'm back. I'm all in again. I get sucked back in. But like as a grown man, like it's like the team significantly affects my mood for like 24, maybe 36 hours.
It's true.
Nothing you can do about it.
I'm kind of scared of that.
Because I've been the same way.
Yeah.
And the Patriots haven't
But
sucked.
they've always been good. So it's like it's manageable because 9% of the time you're in a good mood on Monday.
Yeah. Actually, it's more like 80%, but still.
Well, well, actually.
Still.
And the thing is, like, it's funny, right? Because if you were to go back in time in 2002 and be like, man, like we really suck, but like sports are cyclical. That's like kind of what you always tell yourself, that like it's going to come back around. And it's like it's almost 20 years later, and we're still in that same, like maybe not that bottom three like we were last year, but Stafford got hurt, whatever. But it's like they haven't gotten better. Like we've had the revolving door of coaches and like management has changed, so like it hasn't gotten better. And like that alone is, I think it's really hard to stink and like steer a ship in the wrong direction for so long without one guy being like, it's not that hard. I think I can do this the right way. And that just hasn't happened. Right? Like that.
Yeah, you haven't even like fallen into it by accident or anything.
No. It's wild. I had a tweet like 2 years ago, and I think I retweet it every year, and it sums up. The tweet is my Lions fanhood summed up. In August, I say our year. Like training camp, you hear all the positive stories, you read into the beat writers, you're thinking like, this is our year. We're due.
I feel it.
October rolls. Yeah, I feel it too. October rolls around, and some things we've kind of fallen off a little bit, but it's October, so we still got a chance because of Stafford. As long as he's healthy, we got a chance. Thanksgiving. And then I usually tweet out that meme from the water boy of that guy that says like, we suck again. And that always happens every year. And it's Thanksgiving because we always lose that game. And it's like the wheels fall off. January happens. And recently I hate the Patriots because you guys are always there.
That's fair.
Actually, wasn't it Mitch Trubisky this year that smoked you guys on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Like it was like people were talking about him losing his job. Like, man, this guy, like he's really not the future. And he walked in on Thanksgiving Day and threw for 250 and like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Oops. I'm gonna look that up because I think it was even worse than that.
Yeah. Wait, I thought it was their backup, wasn't it?
It was Detroit's backup. They had
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So 29 of 30. This is Mitch Trubisky on Thanksgiving last year. Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
29 of 38 for 338 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I mean, that's a slaughter. That guy did anything he wanted to do with the football that day.
It's Trubisky.
For the first time in his career.
Well, how do you feel about Matt Patricia?
I was on his side for the first year 100%. last year, it's hard to win without your franchise quarterback and not being a set team to win the Super Bowl. Like if you're set up to win the Super Bowl, I think you have enough pieces to where you can get by with a game manager. But when your team really stinks, you can't, right? The quarterback position, it's been the story of Stafford's career. If you remove him from the situation, we're fighting 0-16 every single year. I think he makes that big of a difference.
Sure.
So this year is the year for me that's going to tilt, am I a Patricia guy or not? Right now, I still give him the benefit of the doubt.
He's in the August phase, guys.
Yeah,
This year
August.
is going to be different. All right? Matt Stafford, 9-year veteran.
Healthy.
This is going to be if he can do it.
Yeah, I know. And like you get excited again because the draft rolls around, and you get excited because you're always in like the top 5 or even top 10. So you're getting like something new and shiny. So you're this guy's we needed one more piece, and he is it. This guy's gonna be the difference maker.
We're one piece away.
And then we're not.
Speaking of
think
Joey
they could be
Harrington,
good. They're not that bad this year.
No,
They could do
also in August mode.
Yeah, on paper they're not. They aren't. It's just there's like you always have this like looming something's gonna happen. And it's not good. Like you never get a break. It's always like Stafford might roll his ankle running out of the tunnel, or like something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like
Sounds like
This is the year. Nope. This is the year, man. You should get yourself all worked up and lathered up about the 2020 Detroit Lions. You know what it was? It was the fans. They were hurting the team. We just get rid of them.
Yeah,
9-7,
even playing
and then
field.
losing the wild card.
this would be like I don't know what like what the future is going to be like with COVID and stuff like that, but part of me will be very upset if like COVID's still very much like around and the Lions do win the Super Bowl, and when that happens, we can't have a parade.
Imagine
There's no celebration.
Oh my God.
There's no group. You kind of just look at each other and you're like, hey, we did it.
That'd be
This is what everybody feels like.
Yeah. You guys should root for the Patriots this year, just because for us it'll be like, well, we celebrated those other years.
Not gonna lie, there's already been talk about what are they gonna do with the duck boats this year if one of the Boston teams wins another championship.
Dude,
I love that. I love that confidence.
Why not?
I agree.
Why
not? Statistically, yeah, there's a good chance one of the 4 will win it.
Yeah.
Plus, with the Bruins are in the second. They're in the second round, right? Like
Celtics too.
Yep, Celtics.
Swept. Yep. All right, let's get to this game.
Yeah. So I just want one more thing about this Lions team. We've been doing this for almost 2 full seasons, and I do a write up of I do a deep dive on all the players and everything. This is the first time we've seen an opponent where they didn't have a Pro Bowler on the team.
Really?
That's tough.
Nobody on this team made the Pro Bowl.
That's interesting.
I feel like everybody gets like a pity vote, no?
I'm trying to
usually
think
there's at least one.
the closest guys. There's a I can't think of his name. He's escaping me. You guys probably know if you have I don't have the roster pulled up. I should, but there's a dude on the D line that's pretty talented, just in terms of like overall talent.
Robert Porsche.
Yeah, he's up there in like just who is one of the better players on our team.
Him and Chris Claiborne, I think, on that defense.
I have his jersey for some reason.
Really? Hanston. I'm surprised
Hanson, don't go kicker. Don't do
he
it.
wasn't like he was one of the best in the league.
Don't do it.
That's what I'm saying. They should send like
Kicker's one step away from the punter, dude. Don't do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're 3-13, you think your punter would have the numbers to get in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh God. Sean Rogers, he was
Sean Rogers.
Right?
Actually, that's the dude I was thinking of. But maybe he. I don't know what year he was in 2002. So maybe he made it later on in the year or maybe in his career.
Yeah.
Skill position though, they were pretty bare.
Yeah.
Yes, let's just touch on those. So
they just signed Schrodinger and Hakeem.
Yeah,
Mhm.
as
So
I hear,
they're-
Hakeem.
Yeah, those are bad signings. Yeah.
As I hear. Yeah, and James Stewart, I thought, was probably the only bright spot on this offense. He ran
Definitely.
for over 1,000 yards and 4 whole touchdowns. So good for him. Joey Harrington would be the starter for, I think, most of the year, even
Yeah.
though they were talking about they had drafted some guy last year, the first round, some quarterback,
Yeah,
Is that the dude
McMahon or
from
whatever.
Hawaii?
Mc
Was
something or other,
Mike McCann.
something
He
like
was
that,
the
yeah.
backup.
Yeah, I thought he was related to. I thought he was related to that the guy from the Bears,
Jim McMahon.
But
Yeah,
he's
that's what I
different.
thought, but no.
Jim McMahon, because he looks just like him too.
Yeah,
He's like kind of an
Joey
athletic white
Harrington
guy.
threw for not quite 2,300 yards, 12
Hmm.
touchdowns, 16 interceptions. So
And
just a bit off that Pro Bowl.
yeah, and the crazy
4
part
in this
is
Yeah.
the crazy part is their defense was worse than their offense.
Yeah.
If
He
you look
was-
at their league stand where they stood in the league for yards, they were 28th in offense and 31st in defense, and for points 26th and 31st. so not where they were just bad across the board.
Yeah, but the kicker, dude.
But oh yes, but Hansen.
He was. He's in one of the all-time like point scores for Detroit.
He said that he broke that.
He said
record
it this
in
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Yep.
it this game?
Yep.
They
Yeah.
broke that. That was like front page news. I remember that. That was big stuff back then.
Well, yeah, they probably weren't talking about this game.
No, one bright spot.
Page
That
2,
was
Joey
it.
Harrington throws 4 interceptions.
The thing about Harrington, and this like followed him throughout his career too, is I actually do think he was talented enough to be successful in the NFL back then, because I think he was a little bit ahead of his time in terms of being like mobile, but also like having like a pretty strong arm, right? Like, that's what made him like a top pick. The problem was just, I think, mismanaging. I think he had literally no leash. Like it was just, all right, Joey, go out there and just kind of do your thing, right? And you can see it in this game.
And he has no help around him either.
Right. So he just got caught trying to do way too much.
Yeah.
And I think of when you're in the NFL, like psychologically, like that takes a toll on you event like year after year after year. And then the fans just, they blame you for problems that aren't really yours. You're just trying to go out and win. Right. And so it's a little bit of, he got caught in a bad situation, I think. And I think you see it in this game. Like he does make some really good throws. He just makes some really bad decisions that a rookie's gonna make.
Right.
Yeah, because he threw what he should have, like a busted screen pass where you always see Tom Brady just fucking throw it into the dirt
Mhm.
right in front of his feet.
Mm-hmm.
He threw an interception on one of those, just trying to force it.
Yeah, to a
And
defensive
then
line.
he throws the play comes up again in like a quarter later, and he throws in the dirt, and the fans boo him.
Yeah.
And we're talking like 12 starts maximum for your rookie.
Yeah.
No,
quarterback.
didn't they gave him like a standing O when he did it. But it was like a sarcastic one. Because
Right.
he didn't throw an
It
interception
was
and threw it
like-
away.
So it's brutal, right? Just try being that dude. And he was
Oh,
always
yeah.
very vocal about, I'm gonna be the guy who brings the team back. Like I'm gonna be that franchise star, that stud.
Right.
This is gonna be my legacy. And it like people took that and they like made fun of him for it. Which like
kind
you
of
just
almost
feel bad.
has-
Like Jesus.
It kind of almost has a similar feel to like Drew Bledsoe back in the day. Like he
Well,
was supposed to be that face of the franchise, and I think he was a bit more successful, maybe because he had more weapons or whatever. He had better coaching or better
Because he had Troy Brown.
stuff around him. But yeah, exactly. But
Mhm.
he was always kind of criticized for trying to do too much. Like he's getting sacked and he's throwing the ball over his shoulder backwards blind sort of thing. And it feels like Harrington is in a similar situation, but dealt with it kind of the same way
Yeah.
to his own
Yeah.
detriment.
I thought David Carr is a similar situation where
Yeah.
Yeah.
if situations
Set
were
up to
different,
fail.
they'd be a good quarterback. But it's just like with everything else working against you, you have no chance in the NFL. I honestly think there's a ton of quarterbacks that get stuck in shitty situations,
Oh god, yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
their defining career because you only get so much time to prove yourself in the NFL.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
bet
just
like
look
Brian
at
Hoyer is the
literally
flip side.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I was gonna say, look at literally any Jets quarterback.
Browns. Like, how many people are on that
Yeah.
jersey that they have?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me all those quarterbacks are terrible? Or
Right.
is it the fucking organization that sucks, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say Corey
100%.
Detmer was terrible, but yes.
That's why I always
there's
like,
definitely some that sucked.
You always hear fans talk about like, well, like our quarterback sucks. It's fine. Just get him out of here, and like we'll rotate a new one in. And I'm always like, whoa. Trust me, that quarterback carousel, it's not a fun ride to be on there, brother.
No,
like you don't like you just want to like he's not the only reason you stink.
Yeah.
You're just blaming, you're kind of pointing the gun at him. But like, I don't know, maybe if you spent some money on your offensive line instead of paying a receiver $80 million over the next 6 years, might be a little better.
You're Ryan Tannehill.
So, yeah.
He fucking
I do
sucks
wanna
ass
say-
for like 6 years, and now he's in the Pro Bowl.
So, speaking of Joey Harrington, though, there was a few things that I found interesting, at least in this game.
Boy.
The first was, I don't know if this was,
What a nerd.
who was it? Yeah, who was it
I
that?
just started reading your notes, dude. These
Yeah,
are
like how he
good.
organizes his notes. What a fucking
Yeah.
loser.
all right, so
Fucking nice bullet points, Andy. You're
go
calling
fuck
someone
yourself.
a nerd in your notes that you wrote up.
who better?
What
who
a
better
nerd.
to know what a
you
nerd
guys
is?
see this? He's calling someone a nerd.
He's calling
in
Joey
his
Harrington
show
a nerd.
notes. Yes.
Who better?
His show
Call
notes
someone a
organized
nerd.
by person with
Than a
like
nerd.
links to the timestamp to YouTube in it.
Are you done? You want to hear why
Yeah,
the
cut me to
fucking
look
nerd?
like a comb around the back of his head.
You're just shitting on Marty Morningwig's looks, Andy?
Come on, dude, he lost his job at the end of this year.
Yeah. Have
So,
a heart.
Here's why. Listen.
The biggest key for us on offense today is to convert third downs. If you look at the statistics, the team's chance of scoring goes up 62% if you convert one third down during a drive. We need to be efficient and make plays on third down today.
What a nerd.
Yeah, that's not a fucking nerd.
nerd.
You're right, dude.
Yeah.
He is a fucking nerd.
Every time an offense converts a third down, their chance to score a touchdown goes up 63.2%.
The
standard
deviation from first down to second down.
And also, they mentioned
Fucking
that
nerd.
that Joey Harrington, of all people, ran a more. He said he ran a more complicated offense in college than he does now. Which
Oh, yeah, I noticed that too.
don't know if that says a lot about the Lions' offense. And
Where did you go to
two,
school? Oregon?
Oregon, yeah.
I don't know if that says a lot about Joey Harrington.
And that was like before Oregon was like
Yeah,
big popular university, right?
Yeah.
They were
Right,
still
right,
just kind of like Pac-12, sort of irrelevant, sort of good, but like no flash.
Right.
You
Mostly
know?
relevant.
Did you
Yeah.
the guy that the Chargers drafted? Did you hear that? They were asking him about it. Like, he's the guy from the quarterback from Oregon, Herbert.
Yeah.
And they were like, who do you like compare your game to? He's like, Joey Harrington. And they were like,
oops.
are you sure?
Mariota.
Are you sure?
Weird move.
Are you sure?
But he's like, they're both born and bred like Oregon guys.
Yeah.
Like they're from that region. So I think he's still like pretty well respected in like the Oregon community, you know?
I think so too. And again, like I think when a lot of people look back on it, they blamed Joey less and less and less, and
Yeah.
started again realizing that he was sort of set up to fail.
Yeah.
Right? And then especially if you've already got super high hopes for him, you're from that area. Anyone, Oregon coaching staff, like big fan of Oregon, whatever, they obviously give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm obviously on that train too.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a perfect segue into Marty Morningwig. Because you're right. I know you guys read my note, but that haircut does make it look like he has a comb over in the back of his head. I don't know how he did that, but
I didn't notice that, Andy.
We get
Do you guys
photo?
know
Can
who
you-
replaced
can you-
him next year?
No.
who was it?
Steve Mariucci.
Oh, the mooch.
Oh,
That's
the
right.
mooch, yeah.
That's right.
And
So-
people really thought he was the savior. Like that was when the hopes were through the roof on this
That's
guy.
right. Because he was still pretty good back then.
Post Niners Moochie?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought we
that's
were
right.
going to be the next. That's us.
Yeah.
Do you know why? That's kind of like the Panthers with George Seifert, too. Same sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of failed 49ers coaches, similar to the Patriots coaching staff lately.
He looked like what's the guy? The Mangini. Doesn't he look like Mangini?
Yeah, he definitely looks like me.
Mangini with bad hair, which is tough to do.
But not as fat.
True. Yeah. So I think that this to me is probably why he got fired.
Coach, a lot of pressure on your quarterback, 11 hurries. How do you get Joey calmed down and turned around here in the second half?
Well, really, we rushed a few of them. They're a pressure defense. You know, we threw a bunch of interceptions. Without the interceptions, geez, it's a close football game. So I'll calm him down here at halftime. He took us down there for a 2-minute drive for 3 points. So,
all right, Coach, thank you. Good luck.
That guy belongs coaching kindergartners.
Dude, he's
Are you shitting me right now?
He bags your groceries. Well, there was realtors, I tell you guys. You know?
Are you kidding me? Can you imagine walking in on Thanksgiving in front of millions of people? That dude walks in at halftime and is supposed to fire you up. That guy looks like the dude that's supposed to fix something because your helmet broke, or like, oh shit, the plumbing's backed up. We gotta call Carl again. And he comes in, and he's like, well, gosh darn it, guys, let me go help you.
Do you have red Gatorade instead of yellow?
Dude, that's nightmares. That's nightmare fuel.
But like, if there was a movie made about him, it would be played by Chevy Chase putting on a really, really bad accent.
Yeah.
It's that character.
Yeah, he's like a stereotypical like Midwestern like, hey guys,
happy-go-lucky, not a care in the world.
I think you guys are shucking corn wrong. Let me show you how to do it.
That dude goes home and his wife doesn't watch. She's not a football fan, so she goes home and she's like, "How was work?" And he was like, "It was a tough day. You know, we lost again, but we're getting better."
And she doesn't know what any of that means.
Yeah. And then she controls the remote because he's a pussy and a cock. He just watches Housewives of fucking
HGTV.
Ohio. Yeah,
Housewives
of
of
fuck. I don't know.
Nobody respects that dude.
Housewives in Michigan.
Practice, it was run amok. Like he'd have his clipboard out, and people would walk by, and they just smash it.
Knock it out of his hand.
Old like they put his finger on the chest and kind of flick your nose. They do that to him all the time.
They don't let him have a whistle.
They'd hide it.
It's just a dog whistle. No one can hear it.
Dude.
Which I think all the
poor Marty.
All the penalties kind of make sense now, right? After hearing that.
Yeah, no shit.
Detroit actually had an offsides penalty on a kickoff in this game.
Yes, which led to a huge return from Branch,
right?
Yes, from Deion Branch, yeah.
That was after their first...
Right at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, after their first field goal.
Yep.
They settled for a lot of field goals in this game, all 4 of them. Very consistent.
Dude, Hansen, Pro Bowler.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, pump up those numbers.
Did you see him break down to make the tackle on Deion Branch?
Yeah.
I don't know if they had that highlight in the
That's generous. But
commentators loved it though.
Well, you gotta get gritty.
He made him
make
cut back inside.
It looked like me out there trying to make a tackle.
I think I figured it out.
I was an intern with the Lions before I actually started working at Billy Casper Golf.
Really?
We did a bunch of like kids camps. That was like, it was like they call it their football education department, which is pretty cool. Basically, you go around and the Lions set up camps for like little kids like around the state. And it's super cool. I think a lot of teams in the NFL, you know, they have that program or aspect of their business set up, right? And so a lot of times they'd invite either current players, like rookies that are just getting started, or they'll do like alumni players. So they had like Herman Moore come out one week for camp, which was cool. He's a super cool guy, super great with the kids. And then there was Jason Hansen, who also came out to one of the bigger camps at Ford Field, and super cool guy. He was like the epitome of like a kicker. Like he just was kind of like super goofy, joking around. He kept saying like everything was tight. Like he did that old guy thing where he's like, oh, he would move a drill and he'd be like, tight. But then you'd see him on the sideline, like working on his golf swing, like without a club. And I was like kind of nervous to talk to him, but I was at a station with him and he was a cool guy. He would
kicking
kind of fuck
bombs
with the
from
kids a
60
little
yards.
bit, but yeah.
Did you ever meet Barry Sanders?
No, I've gone to like him, like speaking, like things that he's like spoken at, and the guys within like my boss at the time and other dudes that I've worked with, they had a chance to meet him a bunch of times, and they said he's kind of as advertised, super cool dude, down to earth,
super humble.
Yeah, very, very humble.
So I just want to say that the Detroit Lions putting on football education anything is like this podcast putting on anything educational.
Yeah.
It's just the wrong people to do it.
You know what's even funnier is they're like one of the first. They like kind of are like pioneering this business structure for like other NFL teams that are now reaching out to the Lions to say like, how do we set up something similar for our team? They kind of pioneered it.
What's the quote? Those that can do and those that can't teach, right?
There it is.
Isn't that
Marty Morningwig's in charge.
He'd be good at it.
Yeah,
well,
that's
statistically, if you convert third downs, you're 92% better chance of winning. All the kids are fucking writing down.
No, they're not. Shut up, Joey. Grown man go my Joey.
I can't believe they allowed that at the beginning, just him to rattle off some facts. Maybe he spent a little more time in the playbook rather than crunching numbers. I would throw 4 interceptions there, Joe.
I feel like I've never seen anybody throw. I actually wrote this down. I've never seen anybody throw so many almost interceptions.
There's a bunch of tips in that game too. Yeah.
Like every single incompletion was tipped at least twice.
Yeah.
Went the other way though. We had that one sick tip to I think it was Dion as well.
That's true.
Patton.
Yeah, it was Patton.
He
yes.
caught that ball like it's like a
that was like on a
turf,
big. It was like on like a big third down
thing
too. Yeah.
But that's that kind of dichotomy between the Patriots and the Lions, like there. How many balls got tipped in this entire game? And when a Patriots ball gets tipped, it gets caught by a Patriot.
Like a big game.
When a Lions ball gets tipped, it's an incompletion or at best an interception.
Yeah, that's the epitome.
Oh boy! So I was on Morningweg's Wikipedia.
Yeah,
seems like he got into a little bit of trouble back in college.
A little bit of a bad boy.
Yeah,
I was going to bring this up if you didn't.
Oh, Montana suspends 2 starters. Did you bring up the article, Andy?
No, I just saw that he was academically suspended or something like that for a year in college.
That's what it looks like.
Wasn't he like the starting quarterback or something?
Whoa.
He was a 4-year starter at Montana, the Big Grizz.
Well, 3.
Did he like not say thank you one time or something?
No, he probably he was like finger painting something and he hung it up and it was like a big dick. So they just were like, this can't count.
but it was by accident.
Yeah. He was like, I swear, it was a rocket ship.
I'm just that bad.
Those are flames, not pube hairs.
He was probably finger banging the coach's wife, is what he was doing.
And the Detroit Lions are like,
I'm on the other side. I think fucking Morningweg's hiding something. I think slow playing us.
The Detroit Lions like, no, you know what? You're in charge. So, usually we actually haven't done this yet. Usually we give a watchability score for these games. Trevor, did you watch the whole game?
I did the shortened version of it, so that like 20-minute.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the scale on? Is it like 1 to 5?
I'm so glad you asked. We do out of 6 Lombardis. How many do you give it? So 1 to 6 Lombardis.
You can do halves with AFC championships. So like I'm gonna give it maybe 3 Lombardis in the AFC championship, 4
Good
Lombardis,
Lord.
right around there.
Really? I would go from I would go like two Lombardis and like an NFC championship.
All right.
Yeah, I don't get you to do that. You have to win them to do that.
I don't think you have any. But
So just well, we don't have any Lombardis either. So do I go 0?
You get 2 wins, 2.5 wins, 2 wins and a tie.
All right.
2-0 in 16 seasons.
Yeah, I'm seeing it in like a picture.
I disagree with Steven. I would give this like a 2 out of 6.
Dude, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I think Thanksgiving game has to have a fucking extra Lombardi on it.
This game, I gave it an extra Lombardi. This game was probably
It was
the
1.5
least exciting.
stars.
This is the least exciting Patriots win I've seen since we started doing this.
I agree. That's the thing. It's just it wasn't super exciting. I'm
Brady
with you.
wasn't good. The defense was still giving up a shit ton of rushing yards to a Lions team who came in here, like 3-7 or something.
Right.
It didn't look like they wanted to be there. It just
Who gets your turducken award? The John Madden.
I don't know who's the biggest guy on the field.
No Vince Wilfork here, right? Oh, what's his name? Bobby Hamilton.
No, I'm going to give it to Jeff Gooch.
Gooch?
Jeff Gooch.
Dude, you know Gooch?
Wait, which team was he on?
The Lions. But his name is Jeff Gooch. So he's a linebacker.
Gooch?
Dude, Lyndon Gooch. He's one of my favorite soccer players right now.
What about Taylor Gooch, the golfer?
Taylor?
What about Gucci Man? The rapper.
These guys are all related, right? It's all one weird family.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff Gooch, he had 4 tackles, 2 solos, and that was all he did this game. But his name is Jeff Gooch.
Wait,
and so
is Tyler Gooch the guy that looks like
he's getting
Blake
McIntyre.
McElroy? Yeah.
Well, he looks like Rory McIlroy and Blake Griffin.
Right.
Had a kid.
Yeah.
Lyndon Gooch is actually a pretty legit American soccer player who plays in England on Sunderland right now. And he was like lighting it up for him last year. They have
Jeff
Lyndon
Gooch,
Gooch and they have Max Power. Remember the Homer Simpson? Yeah. The team is just stacked full of funny names.
So I'm looking at the roster and guys that I think lasted the gauntlet for the Lions, like Schlesinger. I'm not including him because he was like an older dude at the time, but he's like a fan favorite. But rookies that year, so Joey Harrington obviously was one. Dominic Raiola was the center.
Oh, yeah.
And he ended up being a starter for a pretty long time, spent his whole career in Detroit. Same with Jeff Backus.
Mm-hmm.
He was there for a pretty long time too, which is like frustrating to read and think about because you're like, so we had 2 anchors on the offensive line, which is a decent amount for a shitty team.
Yeah.
You should be able to build around that.
And in one draft you got 2 anchors, not in the first round. So they were really good picks. And we just couldn't convert with a good offensive line. Not winning with a decent offensive line in the NFL is just like, it's like having a huge cock and just being a virgin because you're just not into sex. You're just like, you know what? Not for me. Yeah. I've seen a couple pornos and it just doesn't seem like I'm into it.
Spoken like a true Lions fan. I think my turducken probably goes to Mike McMahon, the backup quarterback, because he was actually in on multiple plays in this game.
He caught a pass, didn't he?
He caught a pass out of the backfield. Yeah. So
the OG Taysom Hill.
Yeah, the Lions actually decided to run a 2 QB play. They did it twice, and the other time he ran like a wildcat, like QB draw, and your boy Joey Harrington actually went and tried to throw a chop block on Otis Smith, who
I think we
did not appreciate it.
Joey Harrington, the OG Sam Darnold too. Seemed like a bunch of mistakes trying to do too much in a terribly run franchise.
Yeah, who was the quarterback? Nerdy. Who was the quarterback that lined up wide? I think it's for the Dolphins, maybe, and just like Oh no,
Cutler.
maybe it was the Jets. Who lined up wide on another one of these kind of plays, and the defensive back like jumped him, and he like flinched really bad. It may have been Sanchez.
I remember this. I don't remember who it was.
I think
that was Sanchez for the Jets.
Yeah. So I
It
feel
was
like
Cutler that
Harrington-
just stood there with the most like disinterested look on his face. Though. Remember that? Where he just like stood there and was like, just like a fucking like.
just didn't even move. Yeah.
It's classic Cutler. I fucking love Cutler.
I'm a Cutler guy too.
Yeah.
I'm not. Bears are my least favorite team in our division. But I love smoking Jay Cutler. That dude? He is so funny.
Talk about having a big dick and not using it, Jay Cutler.
And like it was almost by design. He enjoyed it. Like that dude loved nothing more than just chilling on the bench.
Yeah.
Just collecting a fat contract.
And you're never gonna change him. You'll never change him.
No. I love that dude.
If the Bears are your least favorite team in the division, who's your least favorite team ever?
The Patriots.
Least favorite team ever.
The Detroit Lions.
Yeah, the Lions.
If I had to actually rank it, like they fall into the category. It's weird where they're definitely the top, like my top 3 least favorite, but also like number 1 favorite. It's like I love to hate them, but like I can't run away.
It's an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
What about the Packers? Because they dominated the Lions for years, right? With the Favre into Rodgers.
Yeah, but the thing about, and this goes back to a lot of fans too, is I can appreciate Packer fans because it's kind of all that area has. So they're all in, and they're, as fans, I really don't think they're that bad, and I think it's because of the area. Like they're like, it's hard to be like kind of swaggy about like the Packers, right?
Yeah,
like there's never
yeah.
really anything flashy about it. So it's nothing that you can really get too upset about. The Bears are kind of the opposite, where even when like they have the history, so they're super in your face about that.
Yeah.
And also like they just, I mean, they're huge cocks about just everything in their city. It's like, it's great and it's incredible. And like, it's not, because it's like -10 for like 4 months out of the years. And like, they love to tell you how great they are. And then like, they're like the nicer version of like Detroit, right? If you take away their history, they're like massive underachievers.
That's true.
But they won't tell you that.
What about
I
the
can
Vikings?
agree with that.
Vikings, I'm a little screwed. I'm a little skewed because my mom's family and my mother, they're like huge Vikings fans. So I'm a little skewed in terms. So whenever I meet a Vikings fan, obviously I always, hey, like I'm a Lions fan, but that's always like, no one rips on the Lions fan in the NFC. But it also leads into the conversation of like, well, like my family's from Minnesota, like my mom's a huge Vikings fan, so I've never had an issue with them or the team really. It's hard to have an issue with any team when you're just, you're so bad, right?
Couldn't you have been a Vikings fan?
I could have, and there was a point where I thought about jumping ship.
There's
and I
still time.
didn't.
Yeah. Wouldn't blame you.
Well,
Dalvin
it
Cook.
was like when they were really rolling, I really did like Culpepper. Like when I had Madden, I liked playing with Culpepper and
Culpepper
Moss,
baby.
and I can't remember
Yeah, we talked about
the
it
running back's name back.
Robert Smith.
Yeah. They were just like a fun team to play with, and like my mom would always watch them on Sundays and stuff. And I really thought about it. I was like, man, like, this seems like a better life. Seems happier. And I don't know if it was like they also sort of like underachieve, and my mom's like, she gets really intense in the games, and I just didn't know if I wanted to be a part of that. Like I got my own thing and my own misery, and I feel like if I just jump ship to yours, which doesn't seem that great, what am I doing here?
It seems like a different kind of misery because they're tantalized with almost success on what feels like a bit more of a regular basis.
Yeah, I would agree.
The heartbreak is probably bigger.
They haven't won a
stronger.
Super Bowl, right?
No, I don't think so. They're one of the three, but they've been to a couple.
They've been to, yeah.
But no, I don't think they've ever won one.
Yeah, so
I think we're the only. You might have to look this up, but there might be one other team other than the Lions that's never been to a Super Bowl.
The Browns.
Probably someone like new.
Yeah, you're right. I think it is the Texans.
The Jaguars?
No, they never.
Is it the Browns, Jags, Lions, Texans?
Okay.
Yeah.
Browns, Jags.
Yeah, Browns they were good though when the NFL started.
Yeah, the list of teams that's never won is pretty long. Bengals, Bills, Browns, Cardinals, Chargers, Falcons, Jags, Lions, Panthers, Texans, Titans, Vikings.
Yeah. The Vikings were the first team to make it to 4 Super Bowls. They're also the first team to lose 4 Super Bowls.
It's tough.
The Bills would like a word.
Yeah.
The Bills did it more efficiently.
Hold on 1 second.
Bills did it more efficiently.
How do they even rate the games they watch? So today we're rating this from 0 stars to 1 star.
How wide left?
Yeah.
God. All right. So do you want to do some best and worst?
Sure.
All right. Greg, you want to go first?
No. I'm going to fucking slow play my hand here, see what you guys come up with.
I'm going to ask you that every week, though. Steve, you want to go first?
Sure. I don't really have any worsts. That's why I thought this game was good.
Okay.
I have a couple bests, though. Did you see, Andy, you're the only one who's going to know this because you're the only one who watched it. But when they're coming in and out of commercial, did you see that guy dressed as a pilgrim?
Yeah.
He was just fat as fuck, and he's like pointing, and you can see like 3 inches of his stomach sticking out.
Oh,
I was
fuck
like,
yeah.
That's American baby.
No, that definitely made Greg Gumbel and Phil Simms speechless. Like they couldn't run with that at all. There was also another fan that had a full-size turkey costume. I don't even know where you get that. Like an adult-sized turkey costume.
You made it. It's Detroit.
It looked homemade. You might be right.
Did you see a lady in the lion print like jacket with the lion, like a real lion on her head? Not a real lion, but like a stuffed lion on her head that had a bow on its head.
Which one? I feel like there was multiple of those.
The lion on her head had a bow on its head, and she was wearing like lion print. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, there was a lot of lion
So some
print.
gems in the stands for sure.
No, for sure.
But my best is obviously, I tried to edit the Wikipedia for this. I couldn't figure out how to do it. They probably like blocked me out. But
I love this.
Under Troy Brown's accomplishments section, it doesn't list the 2002 All Iron Award winner, and I would like to correct that if we can.
So I guess Greg Gumbel and Phil Simms were giving away a trophy, and I got excited until they showed the trophy, and it was a block of wood with an old school iron on top of it.
Yeah, like the Monopoly piece iron.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
No,
this is
garbage.
football. Let me guess, Andy.
Garbage trophy.
Everybody needs a trophy, right? What are you, a fucking millennial? Jesus Christ.
This was
over here.
Your trophy's not fancy enough, but that's what you're complaining about, Andy?
They gave it to Troy Brown. I guarantee Troy Brown did what Belichick does with AFC Championship trophies. Just like, yeah, fuck it. Here you go.
This is the NFL.
Somebody take this.
Well, here's my problem.
This is going in the garage.
CBS is giving out a goddamn Monopoly piece, and Fox is over here giving out 6-legged turkeys.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what it was. 6 legs. Well, are those turduckins though?
Yeah.
Why do you think they have 6 legs, Greg?
Nah. Steve over here who's fucking cooking a chicken trying to call it a turkey.
Ooh.
You're a fraud.
You're just jealous you didn't get one of those fucking turkey and stuffing sandwiches for Thanksgiving.
Go get one right now for fucking $5.98 at Target.
Yeah, but was it made
Target?
Rotisserie chickens, they sell them shits everywhere.
They're talking about sandwiches. You got a gas station,
Target,
right?
Target.
All right, so that's your best is the award that he won.
Yeah. How would that not be the best?
That is cool.
That was gonna be my worst. Was that
That was your worst?
Controversy.
was one of them. No.
Troy Brown had a great game.
All right,
He had like
I'm
10
ready.
catches. Everyone else had like 9.
I'm ready for mine, Andy.
He did. He had the rest of the team had 8. All right, let's hear it, Greg.
Well, my best is just
Little
the holiday of Thanksgiving. Can we all agree it's the best one?
Yeah. You don't have to worry about gifts or anything. All you got to worry about is overeating.
Yeah. And there's football on all day, and you just fucking eat a fat meal, take a nap.
Wait. How do the Lions fans feel about it, though? Because they play on Thanksgiving every year.
So I think the general feeling is that we love it because we're on every year.
That's true.
Okay.
Because it's like it's cool to just have games on in general, right? Like if you're a sports fan, you're like football all day, this is great. But knowing that at least good or bad, again, right? Because you're like by Wednesday you've bought back in, so by Sunday you're really in, or by Thursday you're like, yeah, I'm good on Thanksgiving. So you're all in, and it's your team, and it's a holiday. There's food, like all that good stuff is just amplified by the fact that
And the
now
game's
your
not blacked
team is
out,
on
I
TV.
imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then doesn't like Mitch Trubisky ruin it for you?
yeah, but it's always like
No, the Lions ruined it for him.
if you're in a room full of Lions fans and you lose, like misery loves company.
Yeah.
And it's like like the Lions have been bringing families together.
In hatred.
It's like since the 20s or whenever they
It
started
doesn't
this.
matter how bad
Right?
the meal was. Yeah.
So interestingly enough, they played on Thanksgiving. The Pats and Lions played in 2000 as well. Do you know that? Brady's first ever
that's
throw
right.
in the NFL was on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving 2000.
1 for 3.
Yeah. And then again in 2010, they played both wearing throwbacks.
Yeah.
Because I got this game confused. I was like, this is going to be a
As did I.
blowout because I had remembered the 2010 one.
That was like
Yeah,
the
me too.
30-something to, yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
And then 2012 was the butt fumble. Those are the 4 times the Pats have played Thanksgiving.
2010 wasn't that the year the Patriots clinched the division on Thanksgiving?
Can't be.
There was one Thanksgiving game.
Maybe.
It
One
might have
year
been
they-
like a.
Probably 2007, I imagine, might have been it. But I remember they clinched it on Thanksgiving. They clinched the division.
Wow. Yeah, maybe it was 2010. I think they're pretty good that year.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That may have been their 14-2 year.
I just
Yeah.
remember one Thanksgiving game where I feel like it was a later game because I only remember the first bit of it when Dad got that electric wine cooler and we tried to like drink the bag wine to make it fit in there.
Yeah.
And then someone got in a fight and I was all amped up and Mom was super mad at me. That's all I remember. I'm pretty sure that was Thanksgiving. Might have been Christmas, probably not Christmas. I don't know. It was some sort of big dinner.
No, I'm pretty sure that was Thanksgiving. Yeah, I remember
That was last year, Steve. and the year before.
Yeah, that was and every year before.
We gotta stop getting Dad electric wine coolers.
We
Bags
gotta
of
stop
wine.
getting you bags of wine.
It was his. It's all
Yeah.
Dad's fault.
That feels about right.
All right, so my worst, I'm looking through this article of Marty Morningweg getting suspended at college. This is 1983. I'm looking at some of the advertisements. An RCA like block TV, 25-incher, $600.
For how big of a
$600, dude, for a TV.
That's
I get like a fucking
25-inch.
That's 25 inches, dude. I was expecting to see prices be like super low, but everything's wicked expensive.
Do you not know how technology works?
Yeah, what a nerd.
That's exactly how it works.
Dude, $839 for a 25-incher. That's not even true, Andy. Fucking iPhones are still going up.
Yeah, but they're getting
Cost more every year.
faster.
Okay, Andy, explain to me how technology works, okay, Mr. Fucking Hot Pants?
Bro, I've seen you try to work technology. You're beyond help.
All right, go fuck yourself. What's your best and worst?
All right. My best was the referee in this game who had a black eye and 12 stitches from getting lit up the week before in pregame, and he had to miss the game because he was getting 12 stitches and a black eye.
I thought that was a ridiculous way to get hurt or get 12 stitches.
We got hit?
in
He got
pregame.
run into or something. Yeah, in pregame before the game. But he was.
It was like the
put in this game
worst
with a black
referee
eye.
injury. I can't remember any
Yeah.
referees really getting jacked up.
Yeah. And since we
there was
actually
one-
haven't talked about this game, I'm going to throw out some other bests, which were Teddy Bruschi and his pick six. And I think
Oh yeah,
That's right.
I want to put out the point that Teddy Bruschi probably has the best hands out of any NFL player who wore a neck roll. Because he makes some quality catches across the middle there.
That was his second pick six of the year.
It
What about
was.
Zach Thomas?
Oh, Zach
Did he
Thomas.
ever wear a neck roll?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, he did. But
Let's
How
see how
many
many
interceptions?
career interceptions he's
yeah,
got.
how many pick sixes does he have? Because this was the very stereotypical
Oh.
Bruschi.
How
Like-
many Bruce do you have?
What about some fullbacks?
Bruschi had like 4 in 3 years somehow. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Pick sixes.
I feel like
You
there's
wanna-
some fullbacks
you wanna
out
guess?
there with neck rolls.
Yeah.
You
Back
want to
in the-
guess Zach Thomas's career?
Continue going. Ugh. I'm gonna say like 8.
Yeah. Pick sixes?
Andy? No, just
Uh,
interceptions.
Oh, interceptions. I don't know. Yeah, probably like 8 or 10.
17.
Damn.
Hey, how many interceptions does Teddy have? Because we just talked pick sixes the other day.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, how many of those went for touchdowns? None, because he's on the fucking
I
Dolphins.
never know how to spell Bruschi.
BREWSKI.
Like school.
Come on, dude.
I still can't look at what is it? BRU.
No,
SCH.
BREW.
Fuck me, dude. Fucking
Oh, but
Teddy
tell me about
Bruschi.
technology.
12. That's spelling, you dickhead. 12.
Yeah, help
Best hands of the neck roll. Fucking Zach Thomas.
Oh, you happy now, Greg? You should have gone Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah, how dare you? Man had a hole in his heart and he still came back and played football. And you're going to shit on him for this?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, anyways, back to people getting hurt in pregame. I was watching Quentin Nelson, the guy for the Colts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His like top 100 thing. There was like in pregame, there's the punter like just practicing, and it like he hit a couple near him, and then so Nelson like grabs the ball and punts it like 60 rows deep, and then goes up into the punter's face. Is like, you fucking do that again, I'll kill you.
Dude, Quentin Nelson is nuts.
He's a
That
psychopath,
shit.
man. I love that guy.
Yeah.
All right, well, I wanted to get that story in, and you'd already moved on, so I just wanted
No,
to.
fair enough.
Sorry to interrupt.
My worst is probably the Patriots getting a punt blocked. That was ugly.
Yeah.
And that was the first punt block of the Lions season. And also,
Lions wasted it anyways, though.
they did. They wasted a lot of things.
I don't even think they got a field goal on that one.
I don't believe they did. No. No, because Harrington threw a pick to Willie McGinnis a couple plays later. And then the other, this is in solidarity with Mama Brown. But Troy Brown out there wearing number 80 in the throwbacks looked like Irving Fryer.
That
And
crossed my mind too.
And the whole Patriots offense looked like an Irving Fryer-led Patriots offense where he was literally the only thing going for them. Because he had 10 catches for, it was like 100-something yards. And the rest
111, I think.
Yeah, and the rest of the team had eight catches combined. So it was literally
One
just-
being a tip ball to Patton.
Right, that was intended for Troy Brown.
Of course.
So that was probably my worst, I would say. That or James Stewart getting knocked out by his own teammate.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, you just piling the worst on, huh? Poor Trevor. Come on, dude.
I got plenty of them.
Dude, 1.5 fucking Lombardis, Steve. Andy
That's
is
what I'm saying.
That's true.
tough man to police.
It was not a great game.
The throwbacks, dude. Thanksgiving.
They
The
played
Lions.
the throwback.
I was really looking forward to this game.
No, I am on the opposite train of I think most people do like the Detroit throwbacks, and I think they look stupid. I've
Oh, they
never
are
been
stupid.
a fan.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yeah, they were.
There's nothing
They're
to them.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like
Not
the
as-
Green Bay ones.
They're not as bad as Green Bay. Yeah,
I agree. There are some worse, but it's right. So I guess they haven't changed the color scheme, and they've kind of just gradually upgraded it. But if there's something bad, like you don't have to bring it back to history. Like just kind of leave it there. Like wear something else. on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Like it's okay because like I get it. If you look like shit, you're probably gonna play like shit. Nobody gets pumped up putting on like that fucking blue T-shirt.
Dressing like that pilgrim in the stands. I don't care.
There you go. Dress like turkeys. Fuck it.
There's not even a lion on their throwbacks.
No, yeah.
No, and back when they had, if you look at like the evolution of the lion like logo, it used to be there was a version of it that's like super super cool, but I think the early version it's like really complicated. Like it wouldn't look good on a jersey. It kind of has to be blown up to look good.
Well, anything's better than those fucking practice or flag football jerseys.
Yeah, those are just like, hey, Reebok, no budget. Send us what you got. It's like, oh, okay, we got these blue ones.
Are the numbers extra?
Yeah.
No? All right, we'll take them.
They ironed the numbers on before the game.
Well, our coach was just our coach was just the worst negotiator of all time.
Who do you think ironed the numbers on?
Matt Millen.
Pack of Marlboros. Don't worry, guys. We'll be ready by kickoff. It's just sitting there.
Dude, the best jerseys ever are the creamsicle Bucks jerseys.
They're up there.
They need to wear those again.
They're old. That logo is sick too. Like the Cavalier looking kind of pirate.
Yeah.
Like the windswept bucket.
Does he have a knife? Yeah,
he has a knife in his mouth.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they're fucking sweet.
All right, Trevor, you got best and worst for this game?
We can do worse and worse. That's fine.
Well, the best was the punt block because I think those are like few and far between.
Yeah.
And that was almost returned for a touchdown, so that was cool. The worst was actually the Brewski INT for a touchdown because as I was watching the highlights or whatever, the shortened version of the game, but the Lions had just gone down and scored. I think
it was literally it was our first possession.
No,
it was. Yeah, it was. It was the second play from scrimmage for
the Lions. Yeah,
was it? Maybe it was a different interception. It might have been a different interception. Maybe it was that one. I don't know. I just think anytime, honestly, anytime you throw a pick six, it's just such a momentum killer. Like it sucks. It's such a shitty. Like that's how you start. Like if that was the second play of the game, that's how you started off.
Yep.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
honestly,
best of the game, probably Jason Hansen, 4 for 4.
4 for 4, baby.
Hall of Fame.
Probably working on his golf game on the sideline. I don't need to worry about kicking. I'm good.
Well, all right. This has been fascinating for me to find somebody on the other end of the spectrum.
Tough life. Someone's got to live it.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to. It does.
It's
I guess
true.
maybe it isn't a choice.
I really don't, but
I don't know.
You'd be surprised that like guys that just they have jumped ship like early, and then like talking like maybe like 10, 12 years old or whatever. They're like, this is enough. They shift teams. They go to college and then they move to a different city and like it's okay. No one knows. You're a Lions fan. Like you could, for all they know, you grew up a Saints fan. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like those guys are good, and I just never thought that was a possibility. I was like, I am in, and at this point now, I really can't change.
No,
now I'm
you're invested.
Yeah.
The sunk cost fallacy, right?
Last year, me and our other coworker, we bet on the Lions over and wins just so we could feel it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
We put like 20 bucks down on the Lions to win 6 games.
Yeah. And when Stafford went down, I told him, I was like, guys, it's over. We are fighting for yards at this point, let alone wins.
Dude, it was wrong. They went 0-8. Started out so good though. We were like 3-5. We're like, dude, we're definitely hitting the over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they didn't.
not me.
That's rough. Well, all right. What do we have to look forward to next week, boys?
Who we playing?
I don't know.
We are home against the Detroit Lions of the AFC East.
Buffalo?
Hey, you got it in one.
Oh, speaking of which,
Did it come?
Oh, is this the hat?
dude, it arrived.
Dude,
We
that
got a
thing is
chicken wing
ridiculous.
hat. I can't even put my headphones over this fucking thing.
Give me the side profile view.
It doesn't even look like a chicken wing. If we're being
No.
It looks
honest.
like
It
a,
just looks
like
like
a
a big.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. It looks
Yeah, it
like
looks
like
like
a-
a big
like an
orange
alligator
cock
head.
on my head.
Yeah. No, it looks like a rocket ship, Greg. It's a rocket ship, not a cock.
Marty's rocket.
Yeah, finger painting of a fucking rocket ship.
So I think all the listeners at home are all going to have the same question. What does it smell like? Does it smell like chicken wings?
Dude, well, I'll tell you what. First of all, it's very poorly made. Like,
Really?
it's one of those things where I could just like rip this off and it would start.
yeah.
You know, like the foam.
Like a Nerf
shit.
football.
Yeah. So, and that's essentially what it smells like too. If you compare it to like a foam football you found in your basement, it's starting to like deteriorate here. It's brand new. I mean, I guess you get what you pay for when you buy a fucking chicken wing hat from a restaurant and get it shipped halfway across the country.
Buffalo.
Wasn't it like $50 though?
Yeah, 50
40
bucks well
something.
spent, Steve.
All right, so I mean that gets us in the mood for the Buffalo Bills coming to town.
That's
next
right.
Week 14.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
I love that.
Is that a preview of you're going to have some more
Dude,
Chris Bermanisms for us?
well, maybe next week I might just do just be a Bills fan for the week. How about that? Add a little spice to the podcast.
I don't. Well, one, I don't know if you can drink enough.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
Oh.
just gonna get a fucking 36 pack of Labatt Blues.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, of Labatt Blue because I don't know if they sell it in North Carolina.
I like Labatt Blue.
That's pretty good.
Labatt Blues is a great beer.
Yeah,
like
it's just
Labatt
tough
Blue.
to find anywhere
Yeah.
south of New York.
Dude,
I like
cook up some-
icy lights too.
Icy Light.
Yeah.
Iron City Light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Steelers.
Yeah, they're not
version of that,
bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's not good. It's not bad.
It's not good, but it's like it's
It's
good.
better than Miller Lite. And
No,
Bud
it's
Light.
good.
No,
It's
you know?
good tailgating beer.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's I don't know. We're kind of into this, but
Let's do it.
being a Lions fan, the tailgates are fantastic
Really?
because everybody knows it's typically like statistically it's downhill from there.
That's the
So the
event.
tailgates
Is the tailgate.
are pretty electric.
Huh.
Uh,
I'm assuming the Browns are the same way. Greg, you've
you
been
got to
to
think
Browns
the
one,
worse
right?
your team is,
Buffalo
I would
too, yeah.
think maybe the better the tailgate.
That's
There's got to
probably
be
true.
a correlation.
Because
Yeah.
Patriots tailgates aren't that crazy. They're
Right.
not that awesome.
No. That's true. Yeah, there's too much entitlement happening.
Yeah.
The game is.
It's also probably like a blue collar city thing. Like if you think of like
True.
what
Yeah.
an LA tailgate looks like, I bet it's horrendous.
Well, I
Oh,
bet-
Where, like,
well-
Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, all those
Well, that's
cities.
the thing.
probably have
I
tailgates.
think those Detroit Buffalo tickets are probably cheaper to get. So
Yeah.
you
Definitely.
get a wider range of people going to them. Whereas
Right.
Patriots
It's kind of
tickets,
like an open
not that
gate.
cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get more of the true people coming to the games instead of the luxury class, which, as we know, not great fans.
That's you,
But-
Andy. You're the
Final
luxury.
fucking nerds either.
I wish. Fuck nerds. Fucking Joey Harrington.
The third down percentage, it's standard deviation. 3.5 mean averages from correlations.
If you graph it out on your TI-86, you'll see.
Somebody in the locker room, I don't know who, but one of the veterans just had to eventually be like, "Hey, what's the percentage of you shutting the fuck up?"
Yeah. No way someone didn't say that. Cool.
How long do you last on the Lions? Because we could probably put a
5.
percentage of that.
5.
What do you say?
How long was Harrington there?
5, 6, 7 years, I think.
Really?
Oh man, that's a
2002 to
what?
what? No, it could have been that. Maybe 5 years max.
Yeah.
Then because he went to the Dolphins,
I don't remember that.
so maybe it was only 4. Maybe we didn't re-sign him.
It was 4 years.
Yeah,
The Dolphins and then Atlanta, and then he retired.
yeah. He actually
he-
played Detroit on Thanksgiving as a Dolphin for, you said there was he at Miami for like 2 years probably?
Just 1 year.
1 year?
He started 11 games though, which is surprising.
Started 10 games for Atlanta too, which I don't remember at all.
Don't remember that. Yeah.
That must have been the year before they drafted Ryan. Had to be, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Post Vic.
Yep.
Yeah. That transition.
Some would say those were the dog days of Atlantis.
There it is.
Dude, by the way, I just listened to the episode the other day. I specifically told you to cut the rape joke, Andy.
Yeah.
I
I listened to that one too.
You did. Well, no, clearly you did it because I heard it last night.
Yeah, I heard it too. The off-color one, Greg, you mean?
Yes,
You tried to
exactly.
backtrack?
I cut the joke.
Nope.
Maybe
No.
you cut the original version. Whoops.
It was still in there.
Well, that's good.
God, I hope no one from my work ever listens to this fucking thing.
Yeah, right. Well, Greg's fired.
I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked.
Greg's running for office in a couple of years.
Yeah, don't.
Oh boy. At least we're having fun, right, guys?
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's what life's about.
Everybody except Trevor.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you what though. I told Steve, I was like, so what can I expect? And he was like, well, we're gonna kind of watch the game, or watch the game prior, drink some beers, and just talk about what it means to be a Lions fan. This is kind of like free therapy. This was good for me. I think I needed this August to just kind of level my head, and now I'm ready to go.
You ready?
Did
You're
it
all
work?
in on
Yeah.
Stafford.
I'm all in.
I think
All
this
right.
is the year.
I think
Matty P,
so.
Who's that
The
guy they
defense is gonna
drafted, the
turn
running
the corner.
back?
Swift.
Swift.
Oh,
With a
dude,
name
that
like
guy's
how can you
like
fail?
a guy from my work. That's like his like nephew. The kid
Really?
from Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Greg doesn't work.
Yeah.
well.
What are his feelings?
Dude, why is that not good, Andy?
He's sad that the guy went to Detroit. I think is probably his
Yeah.
feelings.
So I always wondered that, like when I was a kid, more not like more so now, because now it's like, well, you get a job, you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to
I
play
think that's
sport, right?
what- Yeah.
But when I was a kid, like I was always like, man, like people probably really hate coming here. Like they're probably sitting over there, like not Detroit, not Detroit, not Detroit. Fingers crossed, just praying. It was like the gauntlet. It was like, fuck.
Especially the guys that went to like Miami or
Oh, yeah,
UCLA.
yeah.
Like they
The
have
warp
to be
school.
like, yeah.
Well, at least, so I think with Miami, if you play bad, you have built-in excuses. Maybe they went out partying. It's a cool city.
Yeah.
There's lots to do. Warm weather. You have no excuse, especially in 2002, with like Detroit. If anything, you would think like because there was nothing to do, the city was not great back in 2002. Now, much, much better. 02, and it was peak, it was just run down. Like there wasn't like thriving businesses and stuff like that. And then it only got worse in riding up until 08.
Might as well study the playbook.
So yeah, you would think football nerd Joey Harrington would have been studying the playbook. Instead, I don't know, he was kicking rocks in the street. I don't know what he was doing, man.
Maybe he was just studying the wrong plays. He was studying the interception plays.
Well, it doesn't help when your coach draws the playbook in crayons and kind of
The son's lost in translation.
yeah.
Oh God.
Marty. Poor Marty. I feel bad for him.
I bet he
Yeah,
made a
should get
pretty
him
penny.
on
I
there.
don't feel that, man. I mean, what else is he doing? You'd probably join us, right?
He's still in the NFL.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's an offensive consultant for the Eagles.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because was it last year before he was on the
Ravens.
Ravens? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
still sticking around somehow.
Dude, that's what happens, You get your foot in the door. Like Hugh Jackson goes 0-16 and he's still fucking kicking around.
That's true. Yeah, but we're talking 2002 failure, and he's still around. Like that's
Yeah, that's some
longevity.
impressive staying power.
That is.
For
That
no
guy,
reason.
you know what? kind of with you, Greg. Like we may be downplaying this guy. Like we're not giving him enough credit. I don't like.
Now Matt Millen, there's someone that he's out of the NFL, right?
He is.
Yeah,
he is
he
out
was
of the NFL. He
commentating,
actually had
wasn't
a health scare a little bit ago. But Detroit, there's I think 2 people in Detroit history that I think people will always have a bad taste in their mouth. One was a governor who was really like crooked. He ended up going to, and it was Kwame Kilpatrick. And that I think made national news, just like stole a shitload of money, stuff like that. And then the other one is Matt Millen. And there was a parade for when he was fired. There was a parade.
Got to celebrate something.
Like there was people made tombstones. It was like, yeah. I mean, people were through the roof when that guy was fired. It was ridiculous. I mean, there was like people would have fire Millen signs and people would chant it. And
wouldn't they write it on the paper bags that they would wear over their head?
Yeah. And it got so bad that if you were caught having it going into the stadium, they would take it away from you. Like it was just that was part of the culture. It was just toxic. Like the whole thing. Yeah. Right.
Oh my God, dude. There's a fucking Wikipedia section, the Fire Millen movement.
Yeah, dude.
It's saying that it's saying that at like a fucking in Los Angeles at an NBA game between Detroit and the Clippers, there was a chant started in Los Angeles, fire Matt Millen.
Well,
this is
feel
awesome.
like you get that.
Became like fun. Like it it became a thing. But also, like, it was like, haha, but like, no, but seriously, like, this guy's got to
get
go.
him the fuck out of here.
If we draft another wide receiver, I'm going to lose my shit.
I mean, you kind of hear the same
fan
thing
listen
about,
to this is being like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like you hear Fire Dan Snyder or like sell the team chants from like in Washington.
It says that even Rasheed Wallace started chanting it during a timeout in one of the games. I love Sheed.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude, that was the 04-05 Pistons, and they were pretty good through up into like 2010-ish.
Yeah.
And the Tigers were also good right around like 07-08 up and through like 2014-ish.
Right.
That is sort of what got you through. Like the Lions, just atrociousness, and then the Wings, obviously in the early 2000s, were really good as well. So there was a lot of like balance. Now it's kind of in a period where everybody stinks, and I'm a little far removed because I don't live in Michigan anymore, obviously. But I just with no Big Ten football, right? So you don't have Michigan to bounce back on, or Michigan State. They'd be bad in football this year too. So that just kind of adds to the suckiness for half the state, right? But it's just a depressing time to be a Detroit sports fan right now. Every team is just in the bottom.
That's tough.
Yeah,
it's really tough. There's just nothing to look forward to.
Unlike Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
Trev's experienced it at work. As soon as my team's out of the playoffs, everyone's like, "Oh, shit, what do you think about that?" And I go, "It's what do you mean hockey's over? It's basketball season. What do you mean basketball's over? It's football season. What do you mean football's over? It's hockey season. What do you mean baseball's over? It's basketball season." You know, I immediately just pivot.
You just move to the next one because
that like month and a half between Brady and Cam Newton, that was tough times.
It was, yeah.
I almost didn't make it through to our next fucking NFL MVP quarterback.
I almost stopped. I almost gave up on football.
Yeah, I'm in
3.5 weeks.
I'm in a group chat with, Steve is one of them, and our buddy Scott Kravitz and Grant Johnson, and they're all pretty big Boston fans. And it's like usually every 3 months, I have to like send this massive message just reminding them of how good their life actually is in perspective of the sports world.
Yeah.
Boston sports fans have to be some of the most spoiled sports fans in probably all of sports, maybe in the world.
I mean,
Possibly, yeah.
you guys literally took the city of champions, and it's when my girlfriend's from Pittsburgh, so when Pittsburgh claims, we are the city of champions for this reason,
Yeah.
and then Boston comes and literally it's almost like a checkbox.
They just
And
double.
it's like,
all
you have all the Super Bowls, we got that. Hockey, we have a Stanley Cup. You want to talk about World Series? Yep, we just now won 2 of those as well. When you literally just take that and mute a city from a title, I can't think of anything more disrespectful. That's impressive, right? Like, I agree with you that.
My favorite stat was that we had beat St. Louis in the championship of every major sport in America. Up until they beat us in the Stanley Cup
Bruins
recently.
last year. Damn.
Yeah.
That would have been sweet.
Right?
Wait, have we beaten the Blues before?
We have.
Wait. What basketball team?
Well, every sport that they had.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
like
insane.
every major sports team that they had.
Right.
Well, that's my thing to Pittsburgh fans. I'm like, yeah, we're just as good at everything, and then also we have 17 NBA championship banners, and you guys don't even have a fucking team.
Right.
Hmm.
I could be a city of champions, a goddamn basketball team.
And it's
Yeah.
crazy because I've talked about that, and it like Pittsburgh seems like the concept of basketball is totally oblivious.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh, it's not a real sport.
no, like it's seriously like, I think if you talk to like real like diehard Pittsburgh fans, like they'll tell you like basketball is so distant. Like even like I don't think a lot of kids, they might grow up playing basketball, but I think the winter sport that they focus on is wrestling. And I think that takes away from any major basketball enthusiasm. And I think that's pretty unique to like I think that's how they closely relate to like Ohio, because I think in Ohio it's similar. But I think a lot of like other East Coast big cities, basketball is that dominant kind of winter sport.
Mhm.
Tell
Yeah.
that's a LeBron
And
James.
also in the winters, they spend a lot of time having sex with their siblings, so can't discount that time spent.
What? It's not the South, Greg. Come on.
It's south to me.
You are wearing a hoodie right now, Andy. It's fucking
what
91
I'm saying.
degrees in Virginia.
Nope, it's 50-something in New Hampshire, bro.
All right, let's finish this thing up. I want
Yeah.
to say that I am on this Thanksgiving Day. I am thankful for you two, my brothers. I love you both. It was great meeting you, Trevor. I hope we all have
Yes.
another great year under our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was waiting for the bullshit at the end there.
Amen. What, dude? Thanks. I always take the Thanksgiving seriously, Steve, you dick.
Yeah. You are a pretty
Thanksgiving in
serious
August,
guy.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thankful your chicken wing hat finally showed up and you didn't get bilked out of $50
Yeah, me too.
spending it at some random bar in Buffalo.
I can't wait to smell it myself.
It does look like a wrinkly ball sack, dude. An orange wrinkly
It
ball
does
sack.
not
Like
look
the
really like a
Chester
chicken wing.
Cheetos. That's like Chester Cheetos ball sack right there.
Steve, what do your balls look like if that reminds you of ball sacks, bud?
Big, wrinkly. What do you mean? What do yours look like?
Well, for one, they're both about the same size.
Yeah. Grand
Those
Canyon.
aren't. Grand Canyon.
A lot of folds. Craig, stop stroking it.
Dude, it's got this one big lump here. You see this thing?
Yeah.
You should probably get it checked out. Might be prostate cancer.
Yeah, I wish you guys had like an ad for some prostate, dude. That'd be a great plug-in right now. Maybe you guys.
Greg, you want to plug? You want to plug a prostate drug?
You know, plug
What do you
the,
mean?
the Buffalo bar that sent that to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think I even know what it is, if I'm being honest. Took me like 20 minutes to find it the first time.
Wings are us.
Yeah. But if you're looking, weren't we saying we were going to give it away to like the best Buffalo fan? So how about this? Yeah, whoever leaves the best review as a Buffalo fan, even if you're not a Buffalo fan, you can mock them with your mock review. I will send you this is your fucking
All right.
chicken wing hat.
So any
Worth
Buffalo
$50 on the internet. I'll send it for fucking goddamn free because I gotta get it out of my house because this fucking thing sucks.
All right, so the best Buffalo related review that we get.
Yeah. Gets a free
wins.
chicken wing hat.
Chicken wing hat. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Trevor, work on your review.
Yeah. Well, just write it as a Lions fan and then change all Lions and Detroit to Buffalo.
Yeah, you do that Control
Yeah.
F. It's like find and replace.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
All right. We'll fire
And
that
you can do that at rate. What is it? Fuck, I don't even remember what the-
RateThisPodcast.com/PatsPod.
Steve, you remembered. Look at
Yeah,
you.
you say it every time.
Yeah, and even I forget it. Yeah, rate this
Visit
podcast.com.
PatriotsDynasty.info for all of your latest Patriots Dynasty.info stats. You fucking nerd.
Yeah, so if you're Joey Harrington, you're listening to this, and you want some statistics. about how this game
I'll
went.
tell you, if we get Joey Harrington to listen to this podcast, I want him to rate me because I did a lot of rating of him. And I would like Joey Harrington to give me a rating. On a just a scale of 1 to 5. Actually, we'll do Lombardi trophies, but no NFC championships because he has the rules say he did not win one. So just Lombardis.
All right, so so the best Trevor review gets his Joey Harrington jersey.
There you go.
Which will probably be handmade because that's how the Lions work. It'll be a blue shirt with a white
some
3 on it.
numbers onto a blue Reebok shirt.
Yeah.
Send it your way.
Yeah, a nice Hanes. It'll be beautiful. It'll be their throwback.
Yeah, we're signing ourselves up for things we can't do. Like, you don't know how to iron, Andy. I know that.
I know how to iron if it involves a prank.
All right.
Don't tempt me. All right, gentlemen, this has been a pleasure. Thank you, Trevor, for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
And we will see you all next week on the Patriots
Happy
Dynasty
Thanksgiving.
Podcast.
Happy Thanksgiving.
See you later.